What is up, guys? Circleflex here with Advent Calendar Day 4. Let's take a quick look at the EU special. And it is the Type 62 with a bundle for 5,550 gold. Why the fuck is this in a bundle with 5,550 gold? What the hell? I think back in my day, like 2 or 3 years ago, when the last sale of the Type 59 and Type 62, like regular sale, I believe I bought a Type 62 for like 20 euros. So you don't have a crew with it or anything like that. Yeah, get a garage slot, obviously. Yeah, I wouldn't really recommend for this price, honestly. Uh, that's gonna be better tanks for sale, unless you really like the Type 62. Like, you need a crew trainer for your like the Type 64, which is the tier 6 one. It's a pretty good crew trainer already. I don't think you need to spend like almost 40 euros on a Type 62, honestly. Uh, yeah, I don't think this is worth it at all. I think this package is too big for tier 7, basically. Would not recommend. Only if you really want the tank itself as a tank collector kind of thing. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't really get it. I think the Type 64 is more than enough as a tank trainer. Um, but yeah, like it is a pretty good tank as far as premiums go. Like the Type 62 is alright. But the package is just too big, I think. I think, 40 euros. Yeah, I don't think that's worth it. I don't think that's worth it at all. I think that's too big a package. Like, I think the max for this stuff for tier 7 would be like 25 euros or something. Yeah, I think I just personally think the package is too big. The tank is alright. Um, but, yeah, I wouldn't really recommend for your average Riddle Tanks user. I would not really buy this. You can buy better things in Riddle Tanks for 38 euros, personally. Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't really buy it. I think the package is too big. The only reason why you would get this is if you really want a Type 62, like for the last year you've been praying for a Type 62 sale. Those people will buy this. Otherwise, would not really recommend it, honestly. So yeah, let's look at the American site. BTSV, we had just had that. It's now on Fixen, which is the. Can I go further into this? Yeah, there you go. Oh, look, they changed it! Yay! Yay! They changed it. They actually tweeted at me yesterday, Wargaming EU, that that was kind of a bug what we saw yesterday, where you couldn't really tell what the fuck you got. So they fixed it, which is good. What do you get for it? You get the tier 7 ISU with 100% crew and bros and arms, a garage slot at 1500 gold. Now, if the Type 62 were to come with a bros and arms crew and 1500 gold for 28 euros, I could recommend Type 62, but like, see the difference here? It's pretty crazy. So you get 1500 gold, which is kind of it's alright, at least it's not premium days. The tank itself, personally, I don't really like it because I think the SU 12244, which is the old tier 7 tank destroyer that's been in the game forever now, is just way better than this. So what I did was I went to tanks.gg, excellent website. I suggest you all check it out, by the way. And I compared them, and as you see, there's a lot of red here. So which would mean that the ISU 122S would be better, right? Like if you scroll through here, there's a lot more red than green. So let's just talk through it real quick. We all know how ridiculous the DPM on the SU 12244 is, right? It's over 3,000, and this is without equipment. The SU 122S gets an even better DPM, which is freaking ridiculous. Like, that's actually ridiculous. The rate of fire on this thing is crazy. As you can see here, rate of fire of 8.5 without equipment is nuts. So you're like, oh, well, that looks to be a good tank. 7.10 reloading time. So you carry a little bit less ammo. As you can see, the SU-122-44 has less DPM, less rate of fire. But keep in mind, like under 8 seconds for a 122 mil gun at tier 7 is still ridiculous. And then we have all of this. So the aim time on XE is pretty god awful because you don't have third steps or anything like that because it's a TD. But for those who've played SU-122-44 know what I'm talking about here. The dispersion and tank turret first is all worse. It's all in red, but it's not that much worse. So it's pretty much the same gun handling wise. But keep in mind, like, you reload faster, but you still have to aim just as long, kind of thing. So it's a little bit awkward. It does get more gun depression and elevation, 6 degrees compared to 4, which is pretty big. But the reason why I think the old tier 7, and then not the old, like the one that's always here, the SU-122-44, is so good and why so many people like it, is because it goes 47 compared to 43. And 43 is not bad, but it doesn't reach 43 that fast at all. This is because even though it has more engine power, the power to weight is way worse. So you reach the 47 way quicker. The SU-122-44 just feels way more nimble than the SU-122S that's on sale right now. Also, the terrain resistances on hardcover, medium, and soft are all better, which means you accelerate faster, etc., etc. It's just way more nimble. And this is where it's really important. The tank traverse is 27 on the SU-122S, which is slow as all hell. That is really slow. And 42 is really, really good. You can almost not circle around an SU-122-44 because it has no turret, obviously. This is so powerful. So together with the speed, the better acceleration, and the better terrain resistances, you also get a tank traverse that's way, way, way better, like crazy. And then you look at the armor and health, and you're like, wait, this is red as well. But yeah, it's 90 for both. Yeah, it is. But if you look at the model here already, you can see that the sloping is way, way, way better on the SU-122-44 than the ISU-123S. Like, this is the traditional ISU design, which is blocky as all hell, and you will only bounce things pretty much in the gun manlet. Compared to the SU-122-44, which is just entirely sloped, plus tracks. And a gun manlet. So, yeah, and given that you get a lot more tank traverse and a lot more speed, you can wiggle around a bit more and angle a bit better between shots and stuff like that if you're up close. And basically, I think the SU-122S is not really worth the purchase. Because I think the SU-122-44 is just way, way better. However, I know I play Robo Tanks differently than other people. And like everybody has their own playstyle kind of thing. So if you're more into like actually like being a tank destroyer, aka World Tanks that's kind of like sniping, waiting, you know what I mean? If you're not that an aggressive of a player, you might want to get the 122S. However, if you're gonna be super aggressive, and like I feel like you can carry a whole lot more in SU-122-44. Because you can keep up with the medium tanks, you can push for the kills in the late game. You know, if you're winning, if you have like a landslide victory, the 122-44 can keep up, and you know get extra shots in. Whereas the 122S is gonna struggle. So keep that in mind. The only way I can recommend this tank over the old tier 7 is if you are a little bit more of a sniper. But like keep in mind that like, if you're gonna snipe, you still have really poor gun handling. So, yeah. Yeah. So, you're gonna have to make up your mind there. You might want to look up the tanks.gg data a little bit more and look at the tanks separately maybe before you buy it. But in all honesty, out of all the Berlin trio, as we like to call them, even though there's like 4 tanks, this is definitely the weakest one out of all of them. So yeah, there you go. You do get the crew, the Brothers in Arms skill crew, like we talked about yesterday, which is nice. The package is getting a little bit expensive, but like it's kind of like a tier 8, but a bare bones tier 8 versus versus a tier 7 with 100 crew, Brothers in Arms, 59 gold. So package is actually quite alright. So yeah, there you go. You had 21 hours to decide, my NA people. Anyway, let's look at the SEA server, the Asia server. Let's take a look what they got. If this works. I think it's bugged out, actually. The hell? Hello, advent calendar? Wow. What the hell? Why is it bugged out now? Why do you do this to me? Wait, maybe the premium shop. I don't have to log in, I don't think. Specials. Oh, so they get the Festive Day 4. So they now get the T28E with the F30 gun, which is basically, apparently, an old school T28 that doesn't go as fast as the T28 in the tech tree, but gets a way better gun. It gets a tier 6 gun. And it's bare bones. Well, not really. You get 1,000 gold with it. For 10 euros. I mean, I personally really don't like the tank. It's a tier 4. No limited matchmaking. No armor. Pretty slow. You'd expect the T28 to be faster than this. And it's all about the gun on this one. However, if you like to play the lower tiers, you know, you don't want to spend too much money on real tanks, but you need a medium crew trainer for Russia, you know, it's alright. And the package is not too bad. I mean, 1,000 gold and a tier 4, that's like alright for a premium tank. Yeah, it's an alright package. Overall, I think the NA has won this day, today. I think this is the best package. The EU one I really don't recommend. So there you go. Hope you are enjoying these videos. I'll keep making them every day. Thanks for all the positive feedback on YouTube today, guys. Or these days, I should say. You guys have been super positive. So I'd like to see that. If you have anything to add, or you want to put in your own input, leave it in the comment section below, man. Help out the other people. If you've played a lot of T28E, you know, let us know what you think about it. Stuff like that. In any case, guys, hope you have a wonderful day. And peace out.